You know, in any modern organization, whether you're talking about a brand new startup or a global giant, the secret to success really boils down to one thing: making smart decisions. In this explainer, we're going to break down the powerful framework that makes that possible.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. The biggest challenge for any leader today is trying to find that clear signal in an overwhelming sea of noise. I mean, how do you take a tidal wave of raw numbers and facts and turn that into a confident, strategic move? Because that's the reality, right? We are absolutely swimming in data. Think about a growing coffee shop chain. They've got sales figures, customer loyalty scans, inventory levels, employee hours. It's coming from everywhere. But by itself, all that raw data is just, well, it's just noise. It's pretty much useless until you have a way to make sense of it all. And that is exactly where MIS comes into the picture. MIS, which stands for Management Information Systems, is the solution to this whole data overload problem. For that coffee shop we mentioned, it's the engine they use to turn the chaos of daily sales into the kind of clarity they need to actually grow their business. So what is it really? Well, at its core, an MIS is a planned system. It's not just a piece of software you buy or a server in a closet. It's a complete process, a whole ecosystem, designed to get the right information to the right people so they can do their jobs well. To really get a handle on its power, let's break the acronym down piece by piece. We're going to start with the M.
So, the M stands for management, but this is about way more than just the folks with manager in their job title. It refers to the entire process of decision-making and control that happens inside a company to help it reach its goals.
Management is really a cycle. It all starts with planning, setting goals like our coffee shop wanting to open 3 new locations. From there, you have to organize your resources and staff the right team. Then you direct that team's efforts, and finally, you control the outcome by checking your progress and making adjustments. And MIS is built to support every single one of these steps.
And these decisions, they happen at different levels. You've got the CEO at the top thinking about long-term strategy, like should we expand into a new state? Then you've got a regional middle manager who's focused on tactics, like which neighborhood gets the next shop. And way down at the junior level, the manager on the floor is handling daily operations, like making next week's employee schedule. Each of these levels needs totally different information, and a good MIS delivers exactly what they need.
Okay, next up is the I for information, and honestly, this might be the most critical part of the whole thing. This is where the real transformation happens.
So, here's the key takeaway. Data and information are not the same thing. Not at all. Think of data like raw ingredients: flour, eggs, sugar. They've got potential, but you can't really do much with them on their own. Information, on the other hand, is the finished cake. It's been processed, combined, and presented in a way that's meaningful and useful. For our coffee shop, the fact they sold 1,000 cold brews last week is data. But knowing that cold brew sales spike 300% on days over 80 degrees, that is information.
This quote from Davis and Olson just nails it. Information isn't just data that's been cleaned up. It has a purpose. It's designed to have real value for the person getting it, to help them make a better decision, either right now or down the road.
But, not all information is created equal. For it to be valuable, it has to be timely and accurate for sure. But it also has to be relevant to the specific decision you're making. I mean, if the information you get is incomplete or biased, it can lead to decisions that are just as bad as just guessing, maybe even worse.
Which brings us to our final letter, the S for system. This is the engine that makes everything work. It takes all that raw data, processes it into quality information, and then delivers it to the right level of management. It's the glue that holds this all together. And let's be super clear here. When we say system, we are not just talking about computers and code. A true MIS is an integrated mix of people, technology, and procedures all working together. The barista using the touchscreen at the counter is just as critical to the system as the software itself.
Here's a great way to think about how it all fits together. A big system is just made up of smaller interconnected parts, or subsystems. For our coffee shop, the cash register, the inventory software, and the payroll program are all subsystems that feed into the main MIS, all working toward the same goal. Okay, so we've looked at the M, the I, and the S. Now, let's put it all back together and see why this framework is so incredibly important for any modern business.
This right here is the ultimate goal:
A really effective management information system gets the right information to the right people at the right time. It connects the CEO's strategic need to know which products have the best profit margin with the operational data from the barista who just sold another latte, all through one seamless system.
And when you get that right, the impact is massive. Decision-making improves across the board. The whole company becomes more efficient, more competitive, and it gets way better at using its resources, like coffee beans and staff hours. It can even lead to happier customers, because the business is just more tuned in to what they actually want.
So if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. A management information system isn't just about managing information. It's about transforming organizational chaos into clarity. It's a tool that empowers everyone in a company, from the top floor to the shop floor, to make smarter, faster, and more confident decisions.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about for the future. As our systems get smarter and smarter with things like AI and machine learning, the information they produce is going to become more predictive, more insightful. So, how is that going to change the very nature of management itself? What does a manager's job even look like when the system can not only inform their decisions, but maybe even start making some of them? Definitely something to think about.